Let's be real. Leading with love is easy when things are going well. But what about when life gets messy? When people hurt you? When your boundaries need to be set? How do you stay in your power without closing your heart? How do you lead with love without betraying yourself? That is exactly what we're diving into today. So, first, let's explore why love and boundaries are not opposites. Many of us were taught that love means self sacrifice, and that is a lie. We were taught this by our parents, our mothers sacrificing themselves for their children, for their spouse. We were taught this through people pleasing. We're taught this every single time we are taught to go outside of ourselves to fit in with society, that this is a way that shows that we love those around us. And it's just not true. Love without boundaries isn't love, self-abandonment. True love starts with self-love. And the more that you honor yourself, the more deeply you can love others. Let me be very clear. When we say this, we are not saying that until you can love yourself, you can't love someone else. Now, at its absolute depth, it's true. You can't give what you don't have. However, our ability to love unconditionally someone else is directly correlated to our ability to love ourselves. That being said, it is quite common for us to allow other people to be human, to make mistakes, while holding ourselves at a much higher standard where we hold guilt and shame within ourselves. The same thing somebody else would do, maybe we won't forgive ourselves for, but we would easily let them off the hook for. But boundaries is really about our values. It's about coming in and understanding, who am I? What is really important to me? And then creating a way that we interact within the world that shows respect to those values. And so boundaries isn't, or not having boundaries, living without boundaries, isn't a way that we show people that we love them. So if my values is respecting myself and my wishes, and the other person that I'm with wants me to go against that, then it's not love to go against myself. It's really self-abandonment. And if I'm abandoning myself, if I can't depend on me, if I can't trust me, how can anyone else possibly trust me in the long run? At some point, emotions will come into play: anxiety, panic, anger, resentment, frustration, bitterness. Where did all those come from? They come from being out of alignment with ourselves. So true love starts with self-love. And the more that we can honor ourselves, the more that we can respect ourselves, the more deeply we can really love others. The well is there. It's supported within our own self-respect, our own self-creation, our own self-safety. There's the support beneath to hold the heart open to love another person. So, what are 3 ways to lead with love without losing yourself? Because that tends to be the big issue. So many of us fear being abandoned. And the person that abandons us first and most often is ourself. As a matter of fact, every single time that we get in somebody else's business, you know what you should do? The only way I can get in your business is to abandon mine. I can't be in my house and get in your house at the same time. So I have to abandon myself to get into your business. I have to abandon myself to get into the business of the world, of all that's happening out there. Inside, I had to stick into my own business. And so how can I possibly give a sense of safety, of security to the people I love if I am not safe and secure? that becomes the big issue. We start seeking somebody else to give us what we desire because we're not giving it to ourselves. We're so busy trying to give it to other people, we totally abandon ourselves altogether. So, the first place that we want to start with is stop trying to keep the peace and start holding the truth. So, this is really part of the path to integrity. So, love doesn't mean avoiding discomfort. So often we don't want to upset people. We love them, so we don't want to upset them. But in truth, that's not honest. Honest is being able, willing to have uncomfortable conversations, to be able to sit in the discomfort. As Brené Brown says, lean into the discomfort of being yourself, of speaking your truth, of being in integrity. Real love is honest, even when it's hard. This is where clear is kind and unclear is unkind. And often when we want to try and keep the peace, we either lie, don't say anything at all, which is an example of where silence is kin to lie, or we hem and hedge. So we'll kind of like give answers that aren't really answers, and it's like trying to pin water. It's like moving constantly. It's the most difficult thing to do. And so clear is kind. So can we have a clear, honest conversation? That is the most respectful, loving thing that we can do for somebody, including ourselves. And so 2 is to learn the art of loving detachment. To really explore this one quite a bit. So you can love somebody and let them go. Most of us have heard that old saying. I don't know if it was a poem or what it was, but it's an old saying. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was and never will be. And there's like lots of variations on this, on how you kind of see things and all the rest. Even when something comes back to you, it's not yours per se. It's just chosen to return. And it's example of somebody choosing to be with you as opposed to having to be with you or needing to be with you. So even with my team at work, I'll say, is there anything any of you, anything of you guys need before I head into my office? And they'll say, oh, we like, no, there's not, but we do need you. And I'm like, oh, I don't actually want you to need me. I choose me. I'm here to support you, but please don't need me. If you need me, then I've made some mistakes already. So I'm not looking for you to need me. I don't want my husband to wake up beside me every day because he needs to be there. I'm not looking for attachment. I'm looking for connection. I want my husband to wake up beside me every day because he chooses to. That is far more powerful. That is what cultivates that deep, deep connection, is choice, free will, the baseline of sovereignty. So we can love someone and still let them go. And that's not only the big let goes, but like love somebody, our children, and let them go off to school or go get married or go hang out with friends, whatever it is. We can love somebody and still let them be themselves. Because detachment's not about not caring, it's about trusting. It's about being in presence with ourselves, understanding that it's going to be exactly the way it's supposed to be. Byron Katie's work, loving what is. There's a reason why so many of the spiritual masters, so many of the spiritual teachers teach a lot of the exact same thing, pretty much all the exact same thing, just in different language, different words. They resonate in different ways. But, this is really what we're talking about here, is to just be present, to love what is, to be in this moment. And we can do this leading by example, not expectation. So we cannot control others. We can only choose how we show up. So great example of Brene Brown's, or sorry, not Brene Brown, Mel Robbins' newest book that just came out at Christmas is Let Them. And it's a theory that her daughter had shared with her. It's not her theory per se, but it's the Let Them theory. one of the things I love about the let them theory in that book is she hits the second part, which is vital in our healing journey, which is let me. So we can't control others. As many of us say, and we're taught in coaching, you are your only project, period. How do I get my husband to meditate? You don't. You meditate. Let him see and experience the benefits of meditation and inspire him to explore it. You don't. How do I get my husband to stop doing whatever? You don't. As a matter of fact, in that book, Let Them, she even talks about the science, the neuroscience behind trying to tell somebody that they need to change. Again, it's getting into their business. In Byron Katie's book, Loving What Is, she says there's three businesses. There's my business, your business, and God's business. And any time that I have to get out of my or get into your business, I have to abandon myself to get into your business. Can't be in my house and get in your house. And the same goes for the world, as I said before. And so in this is this loving what is. We can't control other people. We can love them just the way that they are. We can love them when they're in a good mood, when they're in a bad mood, whatever. Let me. So we choose how we're going to show up. You might be acting out, or somebody might be acting out today and be in a foul mood, but that, like, let me chose how I'm going to show up. And so to really love somebody means that we're going to honor and let them move through something. I had major loss in last couple months, going through the loss of my mom. And so exploring a lot of grief. And so to really love somebody, we let people go their own path. Go doesn't just mean leaving our life, but maybe it means going through something not actively with you, but allowing them the space to do that and let me be here supporting you, whether that's from a distance or close up. So we lead we love through someone through the detachment, and we do so with the example versus expectation. So often when we do stuff like apologize to a friend, we do so with the expectation that they're going to apologize to us, that they'll behave the same way. And so instead, we lead by example. Matthew Hussey was just doing a video on this, and he was talking about the dance. Let me give you an example of how I'd like to be treated. And then I take a moment and let you take a step forward and explore that dance together. And so we do it without the expectation that they will, but let's explore what your dancing style looks like and my dancing style looks like, and see if we're going to be good partnership together, instead of saying, you're doing it wrong. So we explore how we show up and allow other people to show up as their own unique self. We have to remember that love is a frequency. It is one of the highest vibrations. I now say that even higher than gratitude is authenticity. That makes sense. Authenticity is really to be in integrity with ourselves, to be centered within self-love. And so love is its purest, the highest vibration of love and light is source, spirit, universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And it's the highest vibrational frequency. And in that frequency is integrity. And the more that we embody that, the more that expands. Healed people inspire others to heal. We expand the love that is within us, so it expands outward. We have to explore that first to allow it to resonate out into our life and change the world. Work on your own home first. Expand outward from there. That's how we see the change. That's what they mean by be the change you want to see in this world. Be it personally, in integrity, intimately with yourself. And so when we take a look at how this works, at how we can explore love, at how we can lead with love, we lead by letting it resonate from within ourselves and then all around us. So that even when someone hurts us, when somebody acts out, misbehaves, treats us poorly, we can still stay in integrity with ourselves. Let you lash out and be hurting right now. Let me remain centered and calm. You know, when life gets messy, and it will, how do I want to show up? I have a sticky note in our bathroom, and I like to look at it every single morning. Who do you choose to be today? Because it's a choice. I don't have to show up as the person I was yesterday. Today, I can show up as a person that is more benevolent, more kind in the face of anything versus irritated and frustrated. I can show up as a person with more abiding joy as opposed to a person that is chasing excitement, fun. You know, so there's who do I choose to be? What's one more aspect of myself I'd like to cultivate today? And I ask you to explore this. What would it be like for you to live in alignment with yourself, to feel that love from inside? Loving yourself is your job. It's part of your purpose in this world, to figure out who you are, pure awareness. You are an aspect of source of creation. Your job is to love yourself. You can like yourself later. Love yourself now. It's a choice. Often we think, I'll love myself when, or I'll love others when. Loving yourself is a choice, and it starts now. And then from there, no matter what's going on in the world around us, it is easier for us to hold our center. If this resonated for you, drop a heart in the comments. We'll swap it up today. And what's one way that you are choosing to lead with love this week? If you're ready to build an unshakable self-trust while staying rooted in love, then I invite you to join our community, The Awakening Circle, or head over to practicalspiritualismco.com and check out our blog and sign up for our newsletter. Usually we have a newsletter that goes out almost every day. And in that newsletter, it's pretty short and sweet. And we have little tips for mindfulness practices. We have upcoming events that we have as an alignment masterclass that'll be coming up in April, boot camps about sovereignty that we do quarterly. So check that out. I want you to remember that love is your superpower. Use it wisely. You are your own healer. Every step you take is a step towards empowerment. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone that might need it. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights and more inspiration. You can follow us on all the socials under Practical Spiritualism or Dawn Elgin. Until next time, I see the light in you, and it is brilliant. Brightest of blessings.